let's talk about obesity.
So, Alex, let's talk about the fake news about obesity.
Extreme panic.
Extreme
The
panic. Are we
tables have been
live?
turned. Of
Hey,
course.
welcome to Couch on File podcast, where Alex never tells me when he fucking hits the record button. That was angry. I know. I'm sorry. I love you.
I love cold opens so
I
much.
just sometimes I just it's you know what it feels like when you do a cold open. It feels like I'm in a chair and my balls are just hanging at the bottom of the chair and you're taking a rope. Remember that movie? You know, called James Bond when he just started hitting
D-
his ball like
do it harder. I
torture.
might like it.
ah. Anyway, obesity. Yes, I want to talk about this because I'm fucking obese. um, yeah, I'm pretty big.
Are you?
I've been big my whole life, though. I mean,
You
seriously, like
BMI is a weird scale, so I can never place anybody. Like Joe
I
Rogan's morbidly obese according to BMI, which is nonsense.
well, they change. I think they're changing, or they did change. I think the last time I was at the doctor's office, they said they raised up like the average like by like 5 pounds or something, or like I don't know.
What a weak shit is that?
I don't know
Like,
because I
don't
just
get me wrong.
realized that.
There's objectively healthy and unhealthy, and it's super clear whether or not you're the unhealthy, awful BMI or the super healthy, awful BMI. So,
Well, what is healthy though? Because like okay, so when I was young, if anybody that's listening to this knows me, elementary school, middle school, I mean, I have pictures I can show you. I've always been a bigger kid. I've always been a big kid. My mother was a big kid. My father, he was normal. But my family's just, there was just a bigger family. So I've always been a bigger kid. But I was active. I never, nothing ever held me back. I went hiking with my friends. I played dodgeball with my friends. I did so much stuff outside. So to me, I might have been bigger. I might have been taller than them. I might have had more. But like, what would make me
Hot
an obese?
Trio's back. Say hi, everybody.
Hey, hi.
He's been waiting forever for use guys to go live.
I just don't understand though, like what is considered like can fat people or obesity people, according to the the medical industry, can they still be healthy though?
It is possible, yeah.
Like,
There are certain specific indicators that you have to keep an extra careful eye on. But if you're within like if you're keeping those in check, then you're good to go, and you could just be a bigger person your whole life, and it's fine. Like your genetics are accustomed to that. Uh, that was a strange noise. It came from my phone.
oh.
Excuse my language. We've offended. Oh no. Safe space in the chat room.
It's just to me, it's just weird because like, um, now living in the South, there is a lot more bigger people in the South. Um, they all joke around and say, "Oh, well, there's a whole bunch of fried food down there, more than there is." That's just
And
you know.
fried isn't the healthiest mechanism of delivery, and I think looking at the average citizen of the South kind of shows that
So,
they're a
um,
little huskier than they are up north.
well, yeah, I mean, understandable. I mean, the food down here is amazing. So, yeah,
Yeah,
food up north is amazing. But my whole thing is growing up as a big guy. Um, two things. I was never really always. I think I started getting big around 8 or 9. I have pictures of me younger than that, where
oh,
a normal
we've
child, I guess.
we've got a Marco.
Hold
Sorry.
up,
What's up, Marco? Come
Sorry.
here. Come here, right here. Say hi. You're on camera.
Hi.
Marco's now live on the show.
Well, someone there said, ooh, electric, smart, but, we're all gonna die.
Watching She-Ra still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my!
She's really funny.
I'm glad. Come here. Come
The
here. Big
one
hug.
with the pink hair and she gets to move her hair a lot.
I mean,
I
kids
don't
say
know
that they're
any of the
freaking
characters.
young. tell you right now.
You
Oh, this is
forgot?
super fun. Yeah, I'll come out and check it out here in a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. They just walk in like, there's.
You better not get my
Marco, out of here. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Hey dad, I was watching this thing on TV and this guy started murdering somebody else. Is that okay?
I was super concerned what that was going to be there for a minute. I was
Yeah.
like, what did he stumble onto on Netflix?
Oh man.
He was still watching She-Ra. He's good to go. Was I once a soldier? I was actually an American airman. Yeah, I was Air Force. I hated it. Obesity. So you started getting big around 8, 9, you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, part of the things for me, like, I know you've always been extremely skinny, but for me, some of the reasons why I got fat were I moved around a lot before I moved to Harford County, like from literally kindergarten all the way up to the end of third grade. I went to 10 schools. Like
Jesus.
so because I couldn't really make friends, I just played, with my own toys and things like that, and I just ate, and I just started getting hungry and started eating and just ate, and then I started going to school. I didn't make friends right away, and it's just the depression thing. It's all about depression. So when you see a fat person, yeah, it's fun to make fun of them. I make fun of them. I'm fat. I mean, damn. I'm like, damn. That's a big guy. But deep down inside, they might not have always been that way. They're not. I'm comfortable the way I am because over the years, I just realized I'm I'm the fat guy, which is cool. I don't give a shit. I mean, I could probably still beat the shit out of a lot of people, so I don't really care. But it's just one of those things where it is very depressing seeing someone, but they're more depressed than you think they are. I'm telling
9
you.
times out of 10.
Yeah, and it is a big thing. And now when we get older, we're in our 30s now. Sure, and I understand it a lot better. But when you're young, you don't understand why. When you're trying to get on a roller coaster and the thing doesn't go over, like it's depressing. I went to Hershey Park one. I think I was in middle school, and I couldn't get on the ride because I was too
Jesus Christ.
depressing. So better watch out. And then bullies. Luckily, I was the asshole, and I picked on people. But if the bullies would have picked on me, I mean, it's probably because it's an easy target. And with everything going on in the world today, you better. As parents now, I want to kill these bullies. But when I was younger, I didn't care. I was an asshole. I didn't care. But it's just funny how that turned. But obesity, yeah, it's definitely it's the number one killer right now. I think. Well, besides guns, seems like. But
Yeah, no, obesity beats that hand over fist. Like they're apples and oranges in comparison.
and then not to interrupt you, but like I have done diets throughout my life, and I have posted it publicly for everyone to see. And people have asked me, "Oh, what kind of diet you're on?" And I tell them, and then they start the diet, and nothing happens. You have to understand everybody's different.
Oh yeah. Like we
Right.
don't account for phenotypes in nutrition at all. Like this is actually starting to bubble up into mainstream science. We don't know nutrition at all. We have almost no understanding of it at all. We've got good data that says uh, vegan, like pure absolutist vegan, is the ideal health diet, and then we've got data that says 100% super strict carnivore is the ideal human diet, and it's all over the board. So everybody just kind of goes, oh, kind of shoot for the middle, and we ended up like not accounting for hardly anything. We're not accounting for phenotypes, like your body's shape and size inherently. We're not accounting for like ethnic background, because that's going to have an influence,
Oh
or
yeah.
whether or not your parents went through the depression, or your grandparents struggled through the depression, because that's still having an effect on your body.
You know, um, yeah. Everybody with different backgrounds. Them. I feel like I lost my damn train of thought. That's what I feel like.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't even. No, yeah. I mean, so I think the thing that bugs me about this, and it's there's depression, and that sucks. Remember, there's a line in a movie. It's supposed to be a funny movie. It's Austin Powers 2, I think. Spy Who Shagged Me or something like that. There's a line by this character named Fat Bastard. He says, "I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I eat." It's a funny line, but it's so true. You just don't understand. Like people that are are probably getting fatter. They're probably like, man, like this food's good. I'm not as active anymore. My metabolism is low. That's fine. But sometimes you eat because you're unhappy. You always see those things like, oh, he broke up with me. Let's get a pint of ice cream. Let's go eat a. You see those things, and it's true. You eat because you're unhappy, and then when you get fat, you become more depressed. So why? So you know what that means? I'm going to eat again because now I'm depressed. Because when you're a baby and you're crying, what happens? They give you a bottle.
Yeah.
They give
I
you a
mean,
bottle.
that's not the only factor that goes
Well,
into that. But
think
yeah,
about it.
like
It
it's
starts
reward
then.
system. Yeah, no, I've never considered that, and I know that's not the only factor. But holy shit, that was
Because,
that
well, no, because
nuts.
when we have my daughter, right? The nurses, doctors, they literally look at you and say, "Oh, give her whatever she wants. Whatever she wants to eat 15 times a day, do it." And I'm like, "Why? Why?" And they're like, "Because she's a baby. You're supposed to just give in, just give whatever she wants." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, that's why there's something called the terrible twos and threes because you gave in to her for the first 2 years. Now the rest of the years is she will be upset." But regardless of that, like it's a comfort thing. When you're crying or when you're upset, they give you a bottle, and
Hmm.
you're kind of used to that. You kind of grow up like that. Like how many times where you eat so much you want to take a nap afterwards because that's what you
Food
did when you were
coma.
a kid. It's that's what you did. You were in a food coma, a baby coma. After you drink a whole bottle, you're like,
Yeah.
like
Well,
yeah.
the
I
reason
have
food comas occur now is actually insulin spikes in your blood
yeah.
sugars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
um, but it really doesn't help us as at least Americans. That other countries make fun of us. I've been to other countries and they've made fun of the U.S. about their fast food, or not yeah, fast food. Period. It's just funny. So it's convenience, right? You're driving on the road.
Oh
You're hungry.
yeah.
There's a McDonald's. I'll just eat one little hamburger. Hamburger is $2. A salad from McDonald's is $7.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
tell me what the fuck's wrong with that?
Uh, the
Like,
logistics of transporting and keeping produce for long term. Meat just keeps longer.
well, I understand that it's frozen, so you can keep it for. They probably keep it for
Yeah.
years, but it's still like. But it's like it all goes back to we need more companies to buy locally and try to get it more fresh and help out. Like if there is, all right, McDonald's is a chain, obviously, and I really doubt they're going to do this because their methods have been working so well. But if they really wanted to help us as Americans, or really at least a diet wise, who cares about switching out potato? What is it? Switching out French fries for apple chips for kids. Who gives a shit about that? What you need to do is you really need to do if there's 5 McDonald's in this little area, go to local markets and get shit. They should do that. They should have someone to do
When
that.
was the
It's smart.
last time you read an article on McDonald's?
I thought you were gonna say when's the last time you read an article? Period.
No.
It's like no. I
So their
the
model
the last.
stopped working for them, and they're dying.
Well, I know. Well, I know that they're struggling. I know that other countries are actually hurt or are doing better with McDonald's in the U.S.
Hmm.
But I know they're struggling. They got rid of the supersize a long time ago, and
They're trying to go
they.
for this healthier image thing, and that's not the problem. Uh, People want not shitty food.
I think the trend of drive-throughs are slowly ending. If that makes sense, because I can still get out of my car going to a Chipotle, get everything, or Subway, or Jimmy John's or something. Just get in and get out much faster sometimes than I can in a drive-through of McDonald's, and it's
Uh,
healthier for you.
yeah, by a long shot. And you see like these regional chains that haven't gone like hyper international.
Yeah,
Uh, will step up, and like they're filling the voids that these big national chains used to fill. People just don't want to go to Chili's. People don't want to go to Applebee's. They don't want to go to TGI Fridays or
Oh, they're dying. I
McDonald's.
know that.
But all these hyper-national and international goddamn companies, they're dying, and people are literally voting with their feet, going to places that are inherently smaller, and thus they must have, like, logically they must have a smaller distribution network, meaning they're getting their food somewhere kind of local.
Yeah. Well, like, all right. So we went to this place called Burger Fight. It's down here in the south. I think there's one. There's actually one in Silver Spring, Maryland. But it's just kind of like a Five Guys. I know a lot of people know what Five Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like just like a hamburger place. I know my video is probably messed up right now, but it's more like a hamburger place. But you walk in, they cater to other people. So they have a vegan burger. They have people that they want low carb, no bread. It's okay. They'll give you a lettuce bun. But the kicker is people are using product to say grass fed. They're using products that are more. They are expensive. Their burgers are probably $8, the same price of a salad, but from McDonald's. But it's a better choice.
Yeah, like the food is genuinely healthier in those places because of the
Yeah.
smaller distribution network. Just means less travel time and the whole works. Like it's inherently fresher, uh, as well as it's prepared better. It's not prepared for mass production. It's prepared by meal, uh, and like the little mom and pop pubs that do dinner and stuff are killing right now
Oh
on
yeah.
the same grounds. Like everybody's doing better because we're being more local and a lot more critical. Like these corporate overlords. Basically, if you have power in Congress, people aren't going there anymore.
Well, no,
Insofar as
I,
they can avoid it.
I mean, right now, from what I see, the big trend that's really I mean, places like Panera Bread I'm gonna name these places, and you can get healthier if you. It depends on the diet that you're on. You can get healthier meals at, but these places are still hurting the obesity people just as much as the fast food places. Like I don't get me wrong, I love Panera Bread and I love places that sell soup and salads, and I love Chipotle. Chipotle, I can get a bowl with no rice and no carbs at all and still feel fulfilled because I have so much protein and so much vegetables. But you're still indulging yourself in portion sizes have always been the same size, but you're still getting like like
Because
and
there's more bang for your buck. Like
and
it's a smarter
there's
economic decision.
yeah.
It's
Well,
not
there's still
necessarily better for your health though, because it's
yeah,
super high density.
still like someone this was it went out to dinner like, oh, you want to get the fried green tomato? It's much better because it's better for you. It's a green tomato. Well, didn't you just say fried green tomato? Wouldn't
Yeah,
the fried part be cholesterol? Wouldn't that fucking shit just like
yeah, yeah.
I mean, like businesses. I mean, unfortunately, obesity will always be a problem.
I,
And
America's not number one anymore in obesity.
well,
That
that's good.
actually
I didn't know that.
belongs to Mexico now.
Oh,
They have a higher obesity rate than we do per capita.
build a wall. Build up.
Oof da.
I,
Jesus.
I told you in one of these podcasts we were going to talk about something. Well,
You're breaking up. Do 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 do.
on left.
You're breaking
I
up.
wish I had like I wish I had like a button to hit and make people like yay
The
clap.
laugh track.
Dude, I need a sound mixer. That's what I need. But no, like so people say to me all the time, it's not hard. I understand that. It's not hard to be mobile, especially now since we're playing video games inside or doing a lot of things. And the older you get, yes, your metabolism kind of slows down. Your body slows. Everything slows down. You're getting older. You're a car. Eventually, your car, it becomes the way it is. But I still feel like people. You can be big. I'm always going to be in the 200s. I promise I won't get back to 300. I was at 310 pounds at one.
Mm.
I will always be in the 200s, the mid 200s. But it's okay because I'm active, and when I went last time I went to the doctor, from where I was to now, leaps and bounds. He's like, your cholesterol's down, your blood sugar's down, your heart rate's normal, everything's good. I was like, well, I'm still fucking fat. He's like, oh yeah, I mean, lose some weight, that's fine. But he's
Yeah,
still
and
saying that I'm
and
good.
that's the best advice he can give, because
Yeah,
all of your biometrics are within range. At that point, you're just a healthy big guy,
yeah. So
or well, a mostly healthy big guy. Yeah,
yeah,
your health issues notwithstanding.
I still have problems, and I think with age, everybody has some kind of health problems. I'm sure you have problems with your back sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Every once in a
So
while, one of my lower discs will just like,
yeah,
"Hey, okay, bye," and slip right the fuck out of the column.
yeah, and I bet you, and it's crazy to me because um, people that are your size. Now I don't know if people that are listening that don't know what size Alex is. Alex is a twig. I'm gonna say it right now.
My,
Compared to me, he's a twig,
yes,
but he's more of an average size. If you look in the book, the medical book, he would be an average size.
yeah. In the
Um,
1950s,
yeah, you know.
that average.
You remember Captain America before he became Captain? That's pretty. No,
I'm
I'm just
not
kidding.
that tiny.
No, I was
I'm
saying
the low
after.
end of the average. You're the big end of the average. Fuck off.
Listen. I was trying to say you're the Captain America. You didn't let me finish. Okay.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I did let you finish right after you said before the transformation.
Oh man. But no. So Alex is a normal. But the sad thing is, there are people out there that are same size as Alex, so maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit smaller, but they still feel like they're they're still depressed, and they still won't eat. There's problems out there. There's anorexic. There's people that stick their fingers down their throat because of other people, and it's all about bullying. Even if it's not like I'm picking on you, they can see a billboard saying this is what models should. That's bullying. Whoever owns that billboard is bullying people. So it's just one of those things. That's what
That's a
happens.
bit of a jump.
Well, no, it's a problem with obesity. That's
I can see how that feels like that, but to outright declare it such is another thing. I definitely agree. It's gonna seem like that for a lot of people, and that fucking blows. Like, let's not digress there. That sucks for those people with those problems. I really wish them well.
I do. The only reason why I got off a little topic about that is because I just know both ends of the spectrum. I've never been really really skinny anorexic, but I can just only imagine. I know people that were, and they were so they were so upset that just a couple pounds would make them feel fatter, and I'm like, man, look at me, and it's so hard to judge them. But like I said, it's just their mindset.
Yeah, they're coming from a different center point, as it were, and they
Yeah.
feel out of balance because they're not at what they consider their center point. You have
Like,
a like weight and body size. You have a much bigger center point. That's all. You're just on a different position of the scale. And
yeah,
that's
I mean,
okay.
like,
It should be okay. Like, I've dealt with being like made fun of for how skinny I am. Uh, my entire life, I didn't get to like a nominally healthy weight. I was underweight per BMI walking into boot camp. I was 2 pounds from an eating waiver where I could just sit there in the chow hall and eat everything I could. Uh, I didn't make that. I had to eat with everybody else and get the fuck out of there when I was told,
yeah.
like everybody fucking else. And I still managed to put on 20 pounds during boot camp.
Which it's weird because people actually lose weight in boot. So
Most
the
people
fact
do
that-
because
the
they're
fact-
exercising for the first time in their lives.
yeah.
I was the opposite. Thank God I was chow runner, man. Basically, we run down. We announce the flight, and there's this big hoopla that we got to do, and then we come back up. We got our flight down, and we get everybody in, and then we're the last in line. As I was the last in line, I was always at an odd number of people, and a table wasn't sealed until all four people were sat down, and once you sat down, the first person to get up, everybody has to get up. So the first guy has to pace himself accordingly for the last guy that sit down.
Wow.
And that was like a huge political deal in flight. Like there'd be soap parties and shit over that kind of shit. Like, "Hey, you cut my food off today," and that soap party. So like I was always at
soap party. Can you elaborate a little bit?
stuff soap into a sock
Sock?
and then wake them up with it
So
impolitely.
So you're saying Full Metal Jacket style?
Yeah, it
That
was
is a
never that
thing.
serious.
That is a thing, though.
Yeah, no, that did occur. Um,
So, in a future episode, we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts in the U.S. military.
there were a lot. Um, so I was always at an unsealed table because I was the last one in line, and it's just
Yeah.
how the math breaks down. So I was always sitting by myself, and another flight coming in couldn't fill in my table. Like
Yeah.
that was against the rules. So I'd have as much time as I wanted anyway, and I would just sit there and stuff my face by happenstance. And it was awesome. I managed to put on 20 pounds doing that. It felt
Oh,
so
man.
good.
See, like, it's a good when I was losing weight. It's a good motivate. It feels good to lose weight. But damn, Taco Bell.
Yeah, right?
Well, see, here's another thing about it's not even about obesity. It's just fast food in general. It's comfort food. Like, tell me when's the last time you drove past a Chick-fil-A and the first thing you thought of was kind of want Chick-fil-A. Like, just even if you don't get
I
it.
actually don't have that problem.
Yeah,
I was
but
one of
you
those
know.
people that boycotted them for so many fucking years because of their president's
Oh.
political stance. And I was like, I don't feel good giving them my money, so I won't.
Those are like Christian. I love.
Yeah.
I hate
and,
everything
like,
there is about any other religion or sex.
Yeah, to the exclusion of other people, and that's when I had an issue. You can be fucking hyper Christian and say I'm not gay because God commands me not to be gay or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that's unhealthy. Please don't do that. But it's your prerogative. I'm not gonna have any issue with you doing that to yourself. It's when you start telling other people that's when I have issues. So I was like, I'm not giving them my money. So my entire adult life, I like learned to just screen out Chick-fil-A. And Ari and I just started going there again. We're like, fuck it. Do we want to break our stand? Yeah, let's break our stand. So we got
It's
Chick-fil-A,
good.
and now it's like one Saturday a month we'll go get some Chick-fil-A as a family.
It's Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is a game killer for certain things.
So good. the product and the service are just
Dude,
so good.
Service is outstanding compared to like any other fast food place. I still feel like to this day that Taco Bell will outlast everybody else. There's a theory. It was from a movie called Demolition Man, where Burger King made all the burger places, all the burger joints will eventually fade away because they're spending too much money battling each other, or they're just doing it wrong. And the only fast food place that stays alive is Taco Bell. And then they turn them into restaurants, 5-star restaurants. Taco Bell.
Yes.
No, call it the Bell.
That
and-
would not surprise me.
And it already started. Las Vegas has I think a 3 or 4-star restaurant called the Bell, and you can get married there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well,
By
it's the
an
Bell.
officiant who works at that Taco Bell.
Yeah,
specifically.
Yeah, that's great.
It-
But one thing I forgot to quick. I've been one of the things I did actually write down, Dave.
Oh,
One
scripted.
thing
how
one
dare
thing
thee?
One thing I did write down that I forgot to mention. I used to work. I used to be I still technically I have that title. I'm a journeyman meat cutter, and one of the things I noticed about the amount of food that is wasted in this country, probably more in this country than the world. In this country, for all the people that are starving, I don't even-
Yeah.
I worked at a grocery store at a journeyman meat cutter, and just the amount of produce, bread. I think the bakery threw away, I think, $1,200 a day worth of bread. Just threw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just because by law we have to sell it by a certain date. Just like meat, we cut meat. It comes in fresh. It stays back there for 15, well, between 10 to 15 days. And honestly, with meat, the longer it's back there, the better it's aged and it tastes better. But after we cut it, we have 4 days shelf life, and then we throw it away. Technically, meat can last. I mean, because it's still in the cold, it's not in the room temperature,
Well,
but
it
it
could
could
still
last
go bad back
a
there.
long, so bad. But we would buy the meat after 4 days, mark it down. We marked down like $2. I'm talking about filet mignons,
Mhm.
$2. I would put it in my freezer. I still have a turkey from a year and a half, still good. It's just in my freezer.
Sure. Sure, it might be a little
It's,
freezer burnt by now, but it's good to go.
oh yeah, but
Just
it,
gotta hydrate it.
it's still food. I'm just saying, like the amount of waste. You go to restaurants. If you people that go out to eat, I mean, they'll eat like 3/4 of their meal, but then throw the rest. Like it's just
That
outrageous.
drives me nuts. Like the restaurants, there is a contagion question there,
Yeah.
and that's big dicks. I'm not gonna fuck with that one. But the grocery store stuff, honest to God, the amount of waste that comes out of any given grocery store at any time could supply every homeless shelter in the nation.
Oh, I know.
We waste hundreds upon hundreds of tons of food a day, uh, based on that, and we really could feed the homeless with it. Uh,
I know at
Blows my mind.
the company I worked for, if there was a bruise, just a little blemish on a watermelon, you throw it away.
Yeah, the whole thing. Apples, pears. Do you know
Bananas starts getting spots, throw them away.
90% of produce that's harvested can't be sold in grocery stores because it's even a little ugly. That's why every apple looks exactly the same. That's why every pear looks exactly the same.
And that's why they cost a lot more too, because they're just they're not they want the best
They
of the best.
they can't capitalize on half their supply, so they have to charge better rates to recoup that money. Uh, Meanwhile, the
So
ugly shit does sometimes get sold, and it's like usually to canning and shit like that.
I would, yeah, definitely. I
But
mean, so
it's
I
not
would definitely
enough.
say, I would say buy from farmers market, hands down.
100%.
You are getting, it might not look great, but honestly, to me, the strawberries that are a little bit darker are probably the sweetest. I'm just
Yeah,
telling you right now, like, oh, but this isn't as red. This is like maroon. Well, that's the best one.
that's the
Or
good
this
one.
this blueberry looks a little on the rough side. That's probably good. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing I wrote down. I really just kind of touch base on.
Oh
So,
man, we could have a whole episode devoted to food waste in the United States. It's so fucking ridiculous how much food we just chuck.
but and it's crazy. All that food we chuck, and there's still obese.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It's a weird circle, weird
uh,
vicious world.
the citizens are getting enough food,
Yeah.
and being so close to the Great Depression where half of us were starving, to
Yeah.
now where everything's in such great surplus that we do throw out hundreds of tons of food a day.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna have an impact on our
Mhm.
metabolisms and our bodies, literally in consequence of that, because we're trying to store it all in case it
Yes.
happens again.
Ditto. Doot toe. Um, I wanted to say something to everyone that's listening. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it all the time. Just remember, we have decals, stickers, buttons for sale, and we do have Patreon. So if you would love to donate, if you love what we're doing, definitely support us because we love what we're doing, and
We'd
it's great.
love it. Long time.
Yeah, we love it long time. We can be obese if you get us money, and it's like
I'd prefer not to be obese, Rob. We have
I
other
mean,
bills.
listen, you could put on 30 pounds. You still good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We would like to buy. We would like to buy video games and more things for.
I'd like to buy stuff for my kid.
That is true. We should buy stuff for our kids. So I don't know.
Mhm.
My child has too much shit. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Appreciate it. We do have a fun episode coming up. We had an episode. I'm not gonna say. Well, I'm not gonna say much, but we had an episode planned for a long time, and then recent things have come to fruition on the internet, and now the episode's getting pushed. So this Monday we should be going live, and we'll have a fun episode. You'll find out soon.
Yeah.
The suspense. It's gonna be crazy.
All
I
right,
don't-
Rob. I'm not gonna cold close you here because I'm gonna drop the spoiler hint. I can't tell if he broke up or
Here
hung
we
up.
go.
Oh, there he is.
Tell me.
Gotta catch 'em all.